All right, today we're talking about a true pioneer. I mean, a guy who didn't just play the game, he completely changed it for an entire nation. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only Mahesh Bhupathi. So, what does it really take to be the first one? It's a question that gets to the heart of what a trailblazer is. Yeah, talent is a huge part of it, for sure. But it's also about having this incredible courage, this vision to step onto a path that for your country literally didn't exist before you. And that journey, that's exactly what we're going to get into today. It's the story of how one guy's ambition, his raw talent, managed to put a whole country on the map on the biggest stages in sports. Okay, so let's kick things off with his rise to the top, which was, honestly, meteoric. We're talking about a journey that took him from college courts all the way to global glory. And what's just mind-blowing is how fast it all happened. I mean, check this out. In 1995, he's the king of the American college circuit, the NCAA champ, and he decides to turn pro. And then, just 2 years later, boom, he makes history. Now, this wasn't just another win. You have to understand, this was a massive, seismic event for sports in India. An Indian player holding a Grand Slam trophy, that had never happened before. It just shattered this glass ceiling, this psychological barrier, and it kicked the door wide open for a whole generation that came after him. And hey, for anyone who's not a huge tennis nut, when we say Grand Slam, we're talking about the big four: the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. These are the absolute pinnacle of the sport. It's what every player on the planet dreams of winning. But here's the thing, Bhupathi's climb to the top wasn't a solo mission. His next chapter, well, it involved forming one of the most legendary, most iconic partnerships in the entire history of doubles tennis. He teamed up with Leander Paes, and together they were known as the Indian Express. And let me tell you, their chemistry on the court was just electric. It was this perfect mix of brains and brawn, of strategy and pure power. They became one of the most feared and most dominant teams in the world, like almost overnight. Their absolute peak came in 1999. I mean, just try to wrap your head around this for a second. They made it to the finals of all four Grand Slams in a single year. That's just an insane level of consistency. They won two of them, the French Open and Wimbledon, and by the end of it, there was no question. They were the #1 team in the world. But that incredible 1999 season, that was just one piece of the puzzle. Let's look at his whole career, because the numbers are just staggering. Let's start with this one. 12. That's 12 Grand Slam titles in total. It just shows you how incredibly versatile he was, winning in both men's and mixed doubles. And all that success led him right to the top of the mountain. World #1, the best in the world, the goal for every single athlete. And how did he do it? Relentless consistency. We're talking 52 career ATP titles. That's not a flash in the pan. That is a legacy of being excellent year in and year out. But here's where the story takes a really interesting turn. Because for Mahesh Bhupathi, it wasn't just about what happened on the court. His vision for tennis was way, way bigger than that. See, he got it. He knew that if you really want to grow a sport, you can't just be a great player. You have to build the whole ecosystem. So he made this shift from player to, well, a pioneer in the business of sports. And he put that vision into action with two huge moves. First, in 2002, he founded Globosport, a management firm to help other athletes. And then, in 2013, he did something really bold. He co-founded the International Premier Tennis League, or the IPTL. And the IPTL was a total game changer. It was a professional team tennis league that brought the biggest superstars, we're talking Federer, Serena, Djokovic, to play in cities all across Asia. Suddenly, fans in that part of the world could see their heroes live. It was a massive, ambitious project that made top-level tennis more exciting and accessible than ever before over there. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, the player, the partner, the entrepreneur, what does it all add up to? What is the real legacy of Mahesh Bhupathi? Well, his impact is just immense. I mean, he was awarded the Padma Shri, one of India's highest honors. He represented his country in 5 Olympic Games. But beyond the awards and stats, his real legacy is the inspiration. He showed an entire generation of Indian players what was possible. He literally gave them the playbook for how to compete and win on the world stage. I think this really says it best. He was a trailblazer who made India a force in world tennis.
It's that simple. Before him, an Indian Grand Slam champion was just a far-off dream. Mahesh Bhupathi, he's the one who made that dream a reality. And that brings us right back to where we started. What does it take to change the game forever? Well, in Mahesh Bhupathi's case, it took that historic first victory, it took a legendary partnership, and it took the vision to build something that was going to last way longer than his own amazing career. He didn't just play the game, he completely changed it.